Hello, my name is Tony Knight, and I would like to cover today Human Resource Management, Building a Top Quality Workforce. After this learning session, hopefully you will have a better understanding of human resource management and building a top quality workforce. I chose Chapter 15 because HR management is the field I wish to work. This chapter was interesting to me because companies that get the most from their people often consider their human resources their biggest investment. They view the core goal of HR management in a similar light, to nurture their human investment so that it yields the highest possible return. A world-class workforce can lead straight to world-class performance. Human resource managers can directly contribute to that goal by recruiting world-class talent, promoting career development, and boosting organizational effectiveness. As the recession tightened its grip in 2009, massive layoffs thrust human resources into turmoil. The growing wage gap between senior managers and the average employee has created tension for a number of stakeholders. Older workers have begun to retire, while younger workers often bring an unprecedented sense of entitlement. Many women are leaving traditional jobs, workers are actively seeking more flexibility and better work-life balance, and the number of costly employee lawsuits has skyrocketed in the past couple of decades. The HR management function is clearly critical, but HR departments face major challenges. A report in Fast Company suggests that most HR professionals lack sufficient strategic skills. The report quotes a respected executive at a top U.S. company. He quotes, "Business acumen is the single biggest factor that HR professionals in the U.S. lack today. But even highly qualified, strategically focused HR managers face daunting perception problems. Once in the workforce, many employees see the HR department as irrelevant, or even worse, as the enemy. This perception clearly undermines their effectiveness. The solution would be to gain respect from both senior management and their peers. The first step is to know the company. What are the strategic goals? Who is the core customer? Who is the competition? Respected HR departments typically figure out ways to quantify their impact on the company in dollars and cents. They determine how to raise the value of the firm's human capital, which in turn increases the value of the firm itself. Drawing the map. HR objectives should flow from the company's master plan, and your strategies must reflect company priorities. One of the first steps in the HR planning process should be to figure out where the company stands in terms of human resources. A company-wide job analysis often goes hand in hand with evaluating the current workforce. Smaller companies often handle job analysis on an informal basis, but larger companies typically specify a formal job description and job specifications. The first step should be to determine where the firm currently stands in terms of human resources and to forecast the future needs. And then other key areas of focus follows. Finding qualified employees can be a daunting challenge. The U.S. Census Bureau points out that a college degree typically doubles earning power, and the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics attests that most of the fastest growing fields in the next 5 years will require college graduates, but only 30% of adults in America over the age 25 have a college degree. And as highly trained, highly educated baby boomers hit retirement, HR recruiters may face a hiring crunch. New employees come from two basic sources: internal recruitment, which come with benefits listed here, and external recruitment. Choosing the right person from a pool of candidates typically involves applications, interviews, tests, and references. The terms of the job offer plays a role as well. For successful companies in virtually every field, training and development have become an ongoing process. Rather than a one-time activity, even in a recession, training and development must gather speed for companies and individuals to maintain a competitive edge. Experts have provided 5 key reasons that relate directly to a healthy bottom line. The training process begins with orientation, but should continue throughout each employee's tenure. Options include on-the-job training, off-the-job training, computer-based training, and management development. Performance appraisal is a formal feedback process that requires managers to give their subordinates feedback on a one-to-one basis, typically by comparing actual results to expected results. Compensation includes both pay and benefits, and interestingly, companies that offer higher compensation generally outperform their competitors in terms of total return to shareholders. Pay for performance in addition to wages and salaries. Many organizations link some amount of worker pay directly to performance. The idea, of course, is to motivate employees to excel, and these are some common approaches: commissions, bonuses, profit sharing, stock options, and pay for knowledge. Benefits represent a significant chunk of money for employers, but for many years, workers took benefits for granted. As the unemployment rate skyrocketed in 2009, employees began to appreciate their benefits more than ever, recognizing that these benefits add enormous value to their paychecks and can be yanked at the discretion of their employer. In the past decade, a growing number of companies have begun to offer cafeteria-style benefits. The key to these plans is choice, which allows employees to tailor their benefits to their individual needs. Over the past couple of decades, employers across the U.S. economy have demanded more flexibility from their employers, and companies have responded. Flexible scheduling options include flex time, compressed work week, telecommuting, job sharing plans. The most influential piece of employment legislation is the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Title VII of this act prohibits discrimination in hiring, firing, compensation, apprenticeships, training, terms, conditions, or privileges of employment based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. Additional legislation prohibits discrimination based on pregnancy, age, and disability. The EEOC enforces the provision of Title VII. Affirmative action programs, while controversial, have received support from the U.S. Supreme Court. And human resources managers must guard against sexual harassment in the organization since it violates Title VII. Not just the perpetrator is liable for sexual harassment. Employers may share accountability if they did not take reasonable care to prevent and correct sexually harassing behavior, or if they did not provide a workable system for employee complaints. Thank you.